My next guest, running for state assembly, Pedro Rios. Is it vote for Pedro? Is that what we're doing?
Yes,
Wait,
sir. Yeah, vote for Pedro.
Wait a minute, you're not Pedro Rios.
No, I'm actually Pedro Rios' really good friend, and I came down here to
So it is
represent
Halloween.
Pedro. It is Halloween.
Yeah. All right, so you're his good friend for how long?
I've known Pedro Rios pretty much my whole life. My mother used to be his den mother in Boy Scouts.
Oh.
And he used to hang out with my older brother.
So you were a scout?
I was a Boy Scout when I was younger as well.
An Eagle Scout?
I don't think I got all the way up to Eagle Scout, but I was a Boy Scout.
How's your knot tying?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I know how to tie my shoes, so I guess I'm
It's
doing
important
pretty good.
in life, isn't it? I mean, the older you get, the more important the knots get. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so Pedro Rios is running for state assembly. What district?
He's running for the 32nd district for state assembly, and he's going against Rudy Salas.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm here representing Pedro to kind of, I guess you could say, add some personal aspects about Pedro Rios. You know, knowing him my whole life, he actually was born and raised, and well, he was born in Mexico, but he was raised in Delano most of his life. He comes from a farming family. He's a business owner. He used
What
to
kind
be,
of business does Pedro own?
Well, Pedro used to own a sanitation business for the farm workers and stuff in the fields.
So porta
And
potties?
yeah, porta potties
Okay.
and stuff. Then he sold that business. He's an educator, a teacher, and his family, they also own Rios Farms, which is in Tulare County and also in Kern County as well. And I've known him pretty much my whole life, and there's a lot of stuff going on about Pedro Rios with against Rudy Salas, where he's
Is the dirt
swinging
coming
like-
out? Is it getting to be that kind of campaign?
See, the dirt's coming out. However, on Pedro Rios' side of the house, you know, he believes that he doesn't really want to sling dirt. That's not his tactics, because Pedro Rios is a man of God, and he believes that, you know, as long as he puts everything in God's hands, that in the end everything's going to come out. And
That's only one vote.
yeah, but see, basically, the thing with Pedro is he's not a polished politician. Is what I'm trying to say. He's a real man. He's a man that wants to. He knows the people, and I'm pretty sure you. Yeah, he's also a veteran. And there's a thing going on where Rudy Salas is saying that
I thought the seance had started.
that
I got to,
Rudy Salas actually. Yeah, Rudy Salas actually said that Pedro Rios took money from the veterans. And me being a veteran myself, you know, I served 8 years in the United States Marine Corps.
That hurts.
And I'm a combat veteran. I served in Iraq. Myself and all the veterans out there, you know, you guys know when you guys see this commercial out there about Rudy Salas saying how Pedro Rios took money from the veterans. And
What does he mean by that?
what he means by that is Pedro Rios used his VA loan. And if you served honorably in any branch of the service, you rate a VA loan. It's a way of the military and the government saying, and Uncle Sam saying, thank you for serving our country. Let's help you purchase a home. Pedro Rios rates that, and Rudy Salas, who has never been in uniform, or doesn't even know what it's like to be in uniform, unlike today maybe, it's Halloween. He might be in uniform today, but unlike, Pedro Rios, he's an honest man. He used his VA loan to purchase the home, and it really troubles all of us veterans because of the fact...
so the guy's he's saying because he used his VA loan to buy a house that he's misusing the funds?
Yes, and not only that,
Wow!
this is a guy who's never even served in the military.
Wow.
He's never
That's
even
not nice.
No, that's not nice at all. And it kind of affects all of us veterans, because that's like saying a veteran who served in the military...
Doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, they don't deserve it. Or if they die and they go to their grave, guess what? The VA will actually... There's a program out there that provides funeral expenses for the family. So what you're saying, Rudy, is that if something happens to Pedro and he passes away, or something happens to a veteran and they die, and they use those benefits to help take care of their burials, they're stealing money from the military once again? Because that's pretty much what you're saying about the VA loan. He's a
And your
veteran.
buddy.
He served in the military.
That you've known all
and
your
that's,
life.
Exactly. I've known him pretty much my entire life.
What district? What's the area? What area are we
32,
talking?
the 32nd district.
And what does that cover? What area?
That covers Kings County, Kern County.
That's it.
All of Kings and Kern County.
What does Pedro think is very important in that district? What does he aim to change?
Well, one of the big things that we all know here in the valley is water. Water is a humongous thing, and Pedro's definitely for it. He's been for it, and it's not just because he's running for assembly, but he knows what it's like. There's nothing better than having somebody out there to be a voice for the people in Kings County and Kern County who has what you call OJT, on-the-job training. And Pedro Rios is a man who's lived that pretty much his entire life. So unlike trying to come up here and maybe read textbooks and stuff and trying to learn about these things and these values in Kern County and the things that the people need, Pedro Rios has lived it. He's been in agriculture. He used to work in the fields. He worked in the grapes. He knows what it's like to be out there in the hot sun working and picking grapes alongside with his family. And he's lived the American dream. He's gone to college. He went to Cal State Bakersfield. He got his degree. He became a teacher. He was a teacher in Wasco. And he was teaching out there. And not only is Pedro Rios just a regular guy that you would call just like a teacher that goes to earn a paycheck. He's actually in it as a vision. He wants to teach kids. He wants to mold kids and try to give them something for the future to better their lives.
Why didn't you run? You're good. I like So we have an election coming up on November 4th. I'll give you this time to look at the camera and just tell them why they should vote for your buddy, Pedro Rios.
One of the reasons I think you should vote for my buddy Pedro Rios coming up on November 4th, I really ask all veterans, mainly, because of the attacks on Pedro Rios and him being a veteran, let's stand together and let's make this happen. You know, if you can, get out of the comforts of your home. Let's make a difference and let's see what we can do if we send Pedro Rios to Sacramento. He's definitely the man for the job. He's not a guy that, you know, if he's with a group of people, he's not just going to go with the punches, what everybody has to say. He's a leader. Meaning by that is if he feels like he has to make a point or he wants to change a decision, he will actually voice his opinion instead of just rolling with the crowd. And that's the kind of man that we need in Sacramento fighting for us. And that's the kind of guy that hopefully all of you veterans out there are definitely going to vote for against Rudy Salas.
Okay. All right. One last question. We didn't get to it. Is he a Republican or a Democrat?
Pedro Rios is a Republican.
Okay. Has he always been a Republican?
Yes, he's always been a Republican.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for coming by. All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Stick around. Don't you go anywhere because we have live local music coming up next. Stick around. It's hot.
All right.